Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm here with my co-founder, Angelica Town, and our Uganda country director, Howard Nabuye. So excited to be here. Um, uh, so at Educate, our purpose is to prepare youth in Africa with the skills to succeed in today's economy. The COVID challenge that we see, which I'm sure you all see, is that most students are out of school. Youth are already 20% less likely to be employed than before. They're 3 times as likely as adults to be unemployed. And they really need continued engagement in their education in order to go back to school, as well as practical skills to support their resilience and recovery. At Educate, we've created a model of education directly is tied and aims to achieve life outcomes like soft skills, educational attainment, gender equity, small business creation, employment, and improved livelihoods. And we've created a 100-hour experience with the most essential skills someone needs in a post-primary or secondary high school age education, things like critical thinking, communication, collaboration. And the question for us at this moment is, how do you do this remotely for secondary aged youth? Our in-person model is rooted in 3 core components: the course, club and mentorship, and assessment. We've done it in person. We teach a skills course targeting 40 students per school for a year. Use student business clubs, mentorship, and back home projects and businesses to drive student activity-based learning, and use portfolios and business exhibition to demonstrate progress. We've seen a lot of success in this model, roughly a doubling of income at the end of the program in a randomized control trial with a much bigger impact on girls. And 4 years after, saw big increases in skills like grit, creativity, self-efficacy, educational attainment. We saw a 25% increase in university enrollment for girls, more business and STEM degrees and higher GPAs for both boys and girls, as well as gender equity. Saw a 21% decrease in likelihood of having a child, 18% decrease in interpartner violence, all 4 years after. And from what we know, this is the first study tying soft skills to greater life outcomes in the long term in Africa. And so obviously the question is, how does this translate into remote? And so our COVID era model aims to deliver the skills course through radio, deliver club and mentorship through mentor-led experience, which could be virtual, could be in school, could be in the community. So built to be for online and offline with a very flexible and agile in-person component, and using SMS and IVR/robocalling interactive voice for assessment, engagement, and follow-up. We're currently using TeleVivit for SMS and Twilio and eventually SMS1 for our IVR. Here's a kind of a flyer from our radio, which we've been running since early May. In Uganda, we've been doing SMS and robocalling IVR outreach since late March. Here's a little example message. Our remote program really is focused on things that are deeply practical. So one of the themes has been small space farming, looking at topics like growing vegetables and sack gardening. Top picture, you have a teacher testing out his own sack garden and showing one of his students how to make one. At the bottom, we got from a student with the caption, "This is what I managed to do during this lockdown because space is small." We believe this will work for 4 reasons. 1, that's driven by direct user feedback, youth, parents, partner schools. 2, rooted in continuous experimentation. We've been running 4 to 6 experiments every week to test new features since late March. It's very action-oriented and locally made with resources youth have in a COVID environment. And it's a mix of tech plus human interaction that prepares for immediate experiences in business and community initiatives, which ultimately strengthen skills. Results today, it's still early, but we have grown our verified contacts from over 3,000 to over 6,000. Have seen efforts pay off at driving radio listenership, so saw an effort that doubled listenership, and have seen positive feedback from students. Obviously, this is early and much more to come. In terms of revenue sustainability model, we see this as part of a broader effort to build a youth brand/platform that could be monetized through branding, sponsorship, partnership, could be corporate, could be kind of social impact foundation rooted. Customer acquisition partnerships. There are I think, products that would benefit youth, and you could partner with those companies to sell to youth in a socially responsible way, as well as other potential upsells, things like a boot camp, which is something that we've been developing separately. The biggest challenges are, one, driving radio listenership, which is the big challenge of radio overall, acquiring phone numbers, which we think will be a lot easier once schools open up in some form, cost-effective phone engagement, and finding safe in-person models. So it can be both online and offline and blended. Our needs are, one, improved costs for SMS and outbound IVR via either telco or third-party partnership, marketing partnerships for radio, and investment in the product development experimentation itself. For Educate, our long-term vision is to design solutions that measurably impact millions of youth across Africa each year. Our pre-COVID impact was 34,000 youth intensively impacted last year, 34,000 new students in Uganda, with 100,000 impacted through our business club. This does make us the biggest youth skills provider in East Africa, from what we know. And we see three pathways to serve you through this model. One is in school, with the offline piece delivered through a mentor or through a teacher, someone in the school grounds. Two, out of school, could be delivered with the offline piece delivered by a mentor in the community. And three, partner organizations. We think partners could build on top of this. Equally, and leverage the radio and SMS outbound IVR platform to deliver their own mentorship on top of it. In terms of scale ambitions, one, we see this as a way to deepen impact on the 100,000 we serve. We've previously never had really cost-effective ways to serve youth during the holidays or after they leave school. In terms of alumni program, that's very expensive. This is a great way to do so. Two, this could be a platform to serve out-of-school youth, could reach 50,000 or more in Uganda alone, and others in different countries. Three, we really do think we could reach more through partner organizations. This is something we've started talking to with BRAC already, which is kind of the other major youth skills provider in the region. And four, we see this as a way to deepen impact on the government adoption.
Yeah. Time over.
All right. This is my final slide. So thank you.